Hello and welcome to another video about the B-17 Flying Fortress. Maybe you already know that the regular crew of the B-17 consists of 10 men. Maybe also 9 crew members later during the war. But there's something more to know about the B-17's crew, this video's subject. I have divided this video in 4 parts. These are regular crew position, regular crew members duty, non-regular crew with special duty, and lead crew. You can skip the chapters with the timestamps in this video. So let's start with the regular crew's position. Each B-17's crew has 2 qualified pilots. The first pilot is in the left seat and the co-pilot at right. Both are in the pilot's compartment between the nose section and the bomb bay. The bombardier and navigator are in the nose section of the B-17. The crew member behind the pilots is the flight engineer and top turret gunner. The next crew member is the radio operator. He is in the radio compartment just behind the bomb bay. The bow turret gunner is the next crew member, and he is in the waist section with both waist gunners. The crew member at the end of the B-17 is the tail gunner. That's about crew members' position. Okay, I want to tell you about their duties now. We start with the pilots. The first pilot is the commanding officer of the crew, of his crew. He is responsible for the aircraft and the life of his crew. He is the last man to bail out. The co-pilot is on the right seat, and the next commanding officer if the first pilot is not available. He must be able to take over and act in the first pilot's place at any time. The regular rank of both pilots are second lieutenants when they start their tour of duty. The navigator's primary duty is to direct the course of the flight from takeoff to the target and the way back to the base. It's important that he must know the exact position of the aircraft at any time. During enemy activities, he can operate the single caliber 50 machine gun in the nose compartment to defend the B-17. The bombardier's job is simple: drop the bomb loads on target. Sounds simple, but it isn't in real. A lot of factors affect the bombing accuracy, such as, for example, the altitude, speed, ballistics depending on the bomb load, or wind. And don't forget the enemy. When anti-aircraft shells exploding around or enemy fighters trying to hit and kill you. He is using the northern bomb site for his job. And he's the officer in command during the bomb run, starts with the IP, initial point, until he set bombs away. The bombardier also operates one of the caliber 50 machine guns or the chin turret on G models to defend the B-17. The navigator and bombardier are second lieutenants when they start their tour of duty. The flight engineer has been trained in the Air Force's highly specialized technical schools and knows more about the airplane than any other member of the crew. He works with the pilots and checks engine operation, fuel consumption, and the operation of all other equipment in the aircraft. He operates the twin caliber 50 machine guns in the upper turret. That's why the B-17's flight engineer also called top turret gunner. And of course, he must be familiar with the machine guns and how to strip, clean and reassemble the guns. The regular rank of the flight engineer is technical sergeant when he starts his tour of duty. The radio operator is the one man who must know everything of the radio equipment in the B-17. His primary duty is provide position reports every 30 minutes, assisting the navigator in taking fixes. The radio operator is also a gunner for the single caliber 50 machine gun in the radio compartment. This single machine gun was removed from B-17s later during the war. The regular rank of the radio operator is technical sergeant when he starts his tour of duty. The bow turret gunner operates the twin caliber 50 machine gun in the bow turret, in the bottom of the B-17. For security reason, the bow turret gunner enters the bow turret after the takeoff and left the board turret before landing. The regular rank of the board turret gunner is Staff Sergeant when he starts his tour of duty. The waist gunners were next to the board turret. The regular B-17 crew has two waist gunners, the left and the right waist gunner, both using the single caliber 50 machine gun and defend the B-17's left and right side. The regular rank of waist gunners are Staff Sergeant when they start their tour of duty. The tail gunner defends the B-17's tail, that's it. He operates twin caliber 50 machine guns. He can enter his station from the waist through the tailwheel compartment by means of a small door in the bulkhead or from the outside of the B-17 through a small door, which is also his emergency exit. The regular rank of the tail gunner is Staff Sergeant when he starts his tour of duty. Some enlisted men have a secondary duty. For example, the board turret gunner could be the assistant radio operator, or the right waist gunner is the assistant flight engineer. Now we are done with regular crew members' duty. So let's talk about the non-regular crew of the B-17 Flying Fortress. I want to start with a few words about the reduction of the number of crew members from 10 to 9. This decision was made because the long-range fighters were available to effectively escort and protect the bomber units against enemy fighters, and the German Air Force suffered many casualties during Big Week operations in February 1944. As a result, the B-17's crew was reduced from 10 to 9 in May 1944. One waist gunner was removed from the regular crew. I have talked about regular and non-regular crew members, but there are more to know about B-17's crew members. Here are some crew members with special duties. I have learned about them during my research about B-17's history in the last few years. The first is the Mickey operator. He is the radar operator. His equipment is the radar unit H2X Mickey, which was used for bombing through cloud cover when the target couldn't be identified visually. The B-17 has installed the radar instead the board turret. The Mickey operator was usually an officer of lieutenant rank, and his station was in the radio compartment. Sometimes a photographer was on board for the combat missions. He could be one of the regular crew members, for example the waist gunner with the job as aerial photographer. The photographer also could be an additional crew member on the flight. That means he could be the 11th or 10th man on board of the B-17. The photographer was an enlisted man with a sergeant rank, or an officer. The Y operator, probably the strangest crew I read, and I couldn't find much about his duty. I should say, I couldn't find anything about his duty. I read somewhere that his duty was to listen to enemy radio transmissions and translate them, but I'm not sure. His station was in the radio compartment. The last one is the Torgelier. He is usually an enlisted man with the rank of sergeant or higher. He replaced the Bombardier and operates the chin turret of the B-17G model. He is not the Bombardier and only dropped the bombs when the Bombardier in the lead aircraft dropped his bombs. That means the Torgelier was not in the lead aircraft. With the lead aircraft, I am now at the crew of the lead aircraft. That means lead crew. I told you in the previous part of this video about the regular crew and their ranks, but sometimes a B-17 has some more officers than enlisted men. When a B-17 was the lead aircraft of a group or even the bomb wing, then the assigned crew members were very experienced and looked like this. The air commander is usually a higher rank officer like lieutenant colonel. He is leading the entire group and is in the cockpit in one of the pilot's seat, while the co-pilot took place of the tail gunner. His duty is to observe the formation behind, if every plane is in formation and position, or is there any troubles. He is the pilot's eyes to the rear. Whenever you see a crew like this in a missing air crew report, you can be sure that this was a lead crew. By the way, I will to explain the missing air crew report in one of my next videos. So yeah, that's about B-17's crew members I have learned during my research about the B-17's history. Thank you for watching.